So you just hopefully watched my introduction. This is technically part 2, but not part 2 to the introduction, but video 2 of the same night. I wanted to separate it because this is going to actually be helpful information, maybe to somebody, maybe to you, maybe someone you know. I did not know it until I came across it and used it for myself. If you're someone who has found yourself, you've gotten a ticket for whatever reason, sometimes some cities, I call it personally legal bribery, because technically when you're bribing someone, you're asking them to do you a favor and you're giving them money, but that's illegal. It's illegal to bribe a cop. But yet you can go to City Hall and request this thing and pay them extra money sometimes. Sometimes it's about the same, sometimes it's a little extra. And occasionally they will allow you to make it disappear and drop off your record by paying them. To me, that's bribery. You can call it whatever you want, but either way, and I'm all for it, you know. And if you're interested in that, it's called deferred adjudication, if I'm correct. Someone had told me about it and said, you know, I think it's about once a year or every so often you're only allowed to like request it, and not all cities do it, not even all counties do it. But before you go down to pay your fine, call the courthouse, say, do you offer deferred adjudication or deferment? And they'll either say yes or no, and maybe you can look it up if your county has a website, your city, whatever. Usually it's a city thing, not a county thing. But anyway, and see if you fit the bill for being able to apply for that. I know not all charges can apply for it, but certain ones. I think it's like traffic mostly. But who knows? Maybe that'll help you out. So now you know, occasionally, like once a year, seatbelt, whatever, you can ask them to defer to adjudication, aka drop your charges and it'll go away, whatever. However it works. And sometimes, like I said, it may be about the same price. Sometimes it's a little extra. And then sometimes the moment you pay it, your grace period's over with. Some cities make you go 30 days on probation without repeating that offense before they'll take it off your record. And some, it's immediately as soon as you pay. Some, you pay, and then you have to go like 30 days, and then they'll drop it. So you also, again, need to ask about that as well. Second thing that is helpful for some people can always pay their fines. I always say never have as much fun as you can't afford. If you can't afford to go to jail or pay your fines, then you don't need to be doing that activity. However, I'm not perfect. I've been stupid. And if you find yourself in that situation, there's always the option that you can call the courthouse and say, what do I need to do to see about getting community service instead of paying my ticket? Because you earn so much per hour that you're at community service. That's technically like paying off your ticket. And some places, they'll have a list, and you'll need to ask for the list of participating places that allow you to come do your community service. Some are like SPCAs. You can go clean animal cages, pick up their poop, go walk dogs, do lawn care for cemeteries or city parks. Some is like picking up trash on the side of the road. I'm sure you've seen those people. Some is like going and volunteering at the old folks home, you know, whatever. If you have a big enough city, you may have more options. So it's always really cool to ask, is there a list of places that participate for you to pick from for your community service? And then after you pick a place, find out how many hours that you have that it would take for you to pay it off. So if you don't want to pay for cash, or maybe you don't have the cash. I mean, it could be that you just don't want to pay cash. You refuse to give them money and you'd rather physically do labor. Don't tell them that, but I'm just saying to you, me and you, between us, just, it doesn't hurt to ask. Call your city hall, ask, can I request, I just said the word, community service. And if they say you can, but you got to go before the judge, then find out when you need to go before the judge and set up your date and all that jazz. And he may or may not turn it down. It doesn't hurt to ask. You know, if he says no, then you just got to pay it. But a lot of times you'll find, a lot of times they'll say yeah. So just wanted to share those two things. I've got a lot of energy right now because TikTok, follow me on there, by the way. I do a lot of air quotes. I know it's because I'm fidgety. I have ADD. I'll get off subject a lot. But TikTok has this coffee that everybody's frothing from, dehydrated coffee, instant coffee, whatever you want to call it. And I'm just like, it's really good. If you really love coffee and you don't like that, it's because you're not making it sweet enough. You have to make it sweet to your liking. It's really good. Once you mix it in with that milk, it just makes your milk all frothy. And at first, I followed the directions and it was still a little bitter. So I added more sugar and I was like, okay. So, or I added, not aspartame, but equal. Aspartame is the pink one. Hi, kitty. Anywho, so just wanted to share that with y'all. Let me know if you found me from TikTok. Did you find me from Facebook? Holler at me, click a thumbs up, click that bell button. I'm just getting started. As I see issues come around, or if I find out information I want to share, I'll come on here occasionally and share it. I'm not on here daily just yet. I'm not trying to do this full time or if I make money off this, great, but that's not my goal. My goal is helping more people learn about libertarianism and opening people's minds. Hi! Up to freedom and liberty and the pursuit of happiness. So, I'm patting my cat on the butt. Holler at y'all later.